Beloved, welcome back. We just got home from Amsterdam. We have a big snowstorm outside. I'm jet lagged. It's the middle of the night, so I'm going to go out and work in the shop. We got a cool unboxing, got a bunch of cool stuff to share with you. So let's go get the fire started and see what happens. It is so nice to be back home. Mama, did you miss me? 9 days, 10 days? That's a long time for a cat. Let's get our fire started. Mama, you want some breakfast? I've switched to a new brand of work gloves. I can't get my black Ravens anymore, so I've got these Tillman goatskin 1415L. And man, these are nice gloves. The goatskin I really like for work. I like it better than the cow skin. We had a great time in Amsterdam, but I'll tell you, that place, there are so many people. It's one of the densest places in Europe. It grieves the soul of a West Coast man. I mean, you can't go anywhere without somebody up in your business. Everything is small, you feel claustrophobic. You constantly are in threat of getting ran over by a bicyclist. I am very glad to be back home. Bad news, gentlemen. I just broke my beloved kindling chopper. The plastic hand shroud on there, I heard a piece chip and fly across the room. I always thought that this should be made metal. That is very disappointing. I wonder if I can get a replacement. M-U-L-L-E-R, handmade tools. This is made in Germany. Maybe I should make, it's even cracked there. Maybe I should make one out of aluminum. That would make it the perfect kindling chopper. Oh, we got quite a snowstorm brewing outside. It's gonna get cold. Come on. I saw a few Dutch cats on my trip, but they were mangy creatures, not majestic like you are. Unlock our toolboxes. I forgot to show you guys the top drawer after I finished it. I think I got another part. Looks a little better than it did before we started. It's still a junk drawer, but at least it's somewhat organized. While we were in Holland, all of the hard parts for the motorcycle restoration, if you're just joining us, rather than buying a brand new bike, which I don't think is as good as the old ones, I'm going to restore my 2018 that I bought in 2017. It's got 800 hours on it, actually more than that. And so we're going to do a full restoration. So I got some pretty cool stuff. So let's do an unboxing, and I'll show you what I've got or what I ordered. You enjoying the stove, Mama? Get your fans going. Wait till you see this. This is something I'm very excited about. Something I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this build is the best suspension I can get. Suspension for me, good suspension means good safety, and I just can't afford to get hurt. And the factory suspension is unpredictable, and the more I learned about suspension, the more I realize how important it is. So this is going to be a key upgrade right here in the new triple clamp. Now, I've never seen these in person, but when I watched their video, their demonstration video on what's possible with these, I was completely sold. Actually, I'm going to roll that video in here and show you what I'm talking about. Now we get to see these together for the first time. These are absolutely beautiful. Here are my factory triple clamps right here. And then you can see, wow, they look like they belong in a jeweler's case. All CNC machined out of billet. They feel lighter than my factory clamps. So it's probably because I got the stem on there. So I needed to replace my bearing on these, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know, and I watched that video and the performance upgrade, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. If it saves me from a crash, it's worth every penny. So it comes with the bearing pressed on, and I was going to need to replace my bearings. So I ordered new bearings. So we'll press those out. I'll show you how to do all that and when we get these installed. But isn't that beautiful? And that rocks that opposing clamping system, as you saw in the video, appears to make a big deal. But I think they're probably going to be lighter. Now, I don't think they come with these clamps, which I'm actually not going to use because I use a different clamp, which Lance doesn't. Well, more on that in the future. But these are pretty Skookum as well, from what I'm told. And these are the bar clamps. They come with spacers. And what's kind of cool about these is that the way that they're isolated, especially with the two strokes, the vibration that comes through your hands is really bad. Before I was using the 360 Mako, my hands were going numb, and that solved this problem. I don't know if these are, I don't think they're quite as good as those, but you can see everything you need, right there, clamp that on. So I'll probably maybe put those on a different bike or something, who knows, maybe just keep them around for an emergency. Next up is going to be a new exhaust or silencer. This is going to be a pretty good upgrade from the original one. I'm running the factory one, which is pretty heavy. I was about to repack it, and I thought, well, since we're going all out here, why don't we go with, ooh, that's beautiful. A titanium FMF. Goodness, that is beautiful and so light. This is a full titanium. I'm already running the fatty pipe, the FMF pipe, and combined with this, it's supposed to get a little bit more power on the mid to low end. And I would like to have a little bit more power out of that bike, so every little bit helps. I've done everything I can to the engine and the ECU and reeds and carburetor, but this will be a nice addition. And the weight difference is significant. Let me throw it on the scale. See, I mean, I can tell it's a lot lighter. The factory silencer, 4.3 pounds. That's pretty heavy. That weight's up high and in the back too. That's going to be I'll bet a guy could really feel that. I know Graham Jarvis, he's my motorcycle fanboy over him. This was so important that when he travels to races, I used to carry this with him and put it on his bike. So I didn't even keep track. That's a big difference. 4.3 and 2.9. That's over a pound. That's really nice. And these are made in California, which is cool. And our third and final box, this is going to have a whole bunch of smaller things in it. Even some stuff from Japan. I used to be a big Anglophile until I went to London, and I realized what a dump England is, or at least London is. So now I've decided to become a fan of Japan. So that's where we're at. Anything from Japan I've ever gotten has been a good price and a good value and the best quality. So I'm excited to see what they sent. Okay. Oh, actually, speaking of England, straight from England. Well, England's not completely lost because they make some super Skookum silicone hoses. These are for all of the carburetor hoses and stuff that come with the butyl rubber. I replace them every year. The quality's just not there. And these are really nice, super nice silicone, made to last, not going to let you down. So we'll be replacing all of our hoses. And speaking of which, here's the one I've been kind of excited about. These are handmade in England. This is the Samco T-hose that mounts in the frame. They didn't have a blue one like my other ones. All they had was black in stock. So this one you can't see, so I'm not too worried about that. So we'll put that in. What else we got here? So also, I ordered a new factory piece. This is the tail piece. Actually, let me show you my old one. This is an OEM factory piece that fits in the bottom here. You can see, same that holds the tail light. And I got drilled a bunch of holes in it for different things that I don't use anymore. And I put, when I thought that I needed blinkers when I was getting my plate, I never ended up needing them. And I drilled those in there. Those aren't hooked up. It just bothered me, and I looked it up, and this was only like $22. So I ordered it, and I'll replace that. It's factory, and then clean that up a little bit. So I want to make everything nice, and those blinkers, I wanted to get rid of those. So that's just something, a little thing, pet peeve of mine. I know, it's petty and insignificant, but if you can get a little bit of joy for $22, then, how can you blame a guy for that? Another thing for you guys that ride moto that hate cleaning air filters, you have to pretty much clean air filters every ride if you're riding in the summertime. These, from California, my folks down there, Maxima, this is not a sponsored video. I pay retail for all this stuff. They make these disposable filters. They're $11. And yes, I know it sounds like a lot of money, but to be honest with you, by the time you go through the aggravation of cleaning and re-oiling the filters, and if you don't oil them enough, you can burn your engine. I don't fool with those anymore. This is the best $10, $11 you'll ever spend. So you can get these, they're pre-oiled, they're ready to go, and they're disposable. You just use them, put them on, they've got the right amount of oil, they're done properly, and they're excellent. I've been using those for a couple years now. What else we got? Actually, I'm going to be switching my grease too. I'm going to try I've always used the Bel-Ray waterproof. I'm going to go with the Maxima grease. That's a company, I just love their product, so we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know on that. And I got some tools. Check these out. These are from Tokyo Off-Road. I don't know the guy that runs Tokyo Off-Road. He's a really good motorcycle mechanic, and he does the best tutorial videos, and I've learned so much from him that I wanted to, as a thank you, I wanted to buy something from him. So these are press tools, bearing tools that he custom manufactures, and man, they don't disappoint. They are beautifully made. Let me show you what these are for. Anytime you're going to have a bearing, and this is a bearing right here. Bearing is something that's going to, it could be in wheels or like a headset here. A bearing also needs what they call a race. Now you have a steel frame, or it could be aluminum frame, and these are wear items. You don't want to have a bearing surface right on the steel, because once it's worn out, you'd have to throw the frame away. So they have these pieces that are replaceable, so you don't have to, so you can replace them indefinitely. And these are pretty well worn. They've got all those hours on them. So this tool is going to be used, and I don't know which one's which. I got one for wheels and one for headset bearings, is to press out these races. They're friction fit, and they're very, very tight. And if you don't put them in properly, you can destroy your whole frame, and that's over $2,000 to replace it, if you could get one. So we'll drive these out, and when the new ones come in, this tool is designed to carefully and evenly, it fits perfectly inside the race, to press these in and to do it properly without beating up and damaging your bike. And I've got the other one, which is similar, for doing the same thing with the wheel bearings. You ready for some more firewood, Mama? Boy, that feels good, doesn't it? I missed having a fire. I didn't see any fireplaces or wood stoves in the Netherlands. Oh, I know. All right, let's see what else we got here. This is these are the new steering head bearings. Those races I was just telling you. I'm showing you new bearings for that, so we'll press those in. I've never done that before, so that would be new to me. There's also a tool that you need. This is quite interesting. You guys are going to like this. Very clever. It's always interesting to me when the manufacturers design things and they don't consider how a mechanic's going to repair them, how guys in the field oftentimes have to figure out solutions. This is probably one of those. My granddad had a toolbox full of specialty tools for transmission work that he had invented. Even the Snap-on guy would even take some of his things and they would reproduce them. Now this is an expandable, I guess, kind of a punch that we're going to use to press those races out. So since they're inside, you can kind of collapse these jaws here, and then expand them, and then you drive this, and this will drive those races out without hurting anything. So it's even got rubber coating on there. So that's really cool. That's going to be a nice thing to have. This is also, so this is a starter bushing replacement. Now the factory ones are, when I took serviced my starter last time, I took it apart, and I noticed that the bushings, the cheap plastic bushings, were all worn out essentially. And so these guys came out, and I got this from Tokyo Off-Road as well. These guys came out with these custom-made little tiny bronze bushings, and that's a set pin to replace the plastic ones. That's basically the piece right there. And that's a lot. That's going to be a big upgrade. Just one less thing, more reliability, and one less thing to worry about. So I decided that was a pretty small price to pay for that, to have a better system. Copper washers, pretty insignificant. This is the tool for the Samco hose to get that out, especially, apparently you need that. We got some O-rings for the exhaust. Is that all? Yeah, I think that's it. All right, gentlemen, I guess that's about it. There's not a ton of stuff. Most of the stuff on the bike is in pristine shape. I'm pretty good on maintenance, and I look after it. And everything else on there can pretty much be rehabbed, and grease bearings and such. If I come across anything else that needs replaced, then I'll do that. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.